Hello and welcome to Left Wing Fruit Podcast, episode 4, I believe. My name is Kieran Testa. I'm here with Lucas Jackman and Slater McRae. And today, this week actually, the topic is Rio, the Olympics. So we actually have a very special guest. Oh yeah, Slater, you're just no, man, just roast me, please, do.
No, I'm just saying, like it was a stupid pun. It's Rio, like real and.
So we have Lucas Jackman on the podcast, who's actually going to Rio.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk about that for a minute?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
How excited are you?
I'm pretty pumped to get Zika virus. You know, it's gonna be a great time down there.
Hey, as long as you don't come back.
Wow, we're bringing it up right away, guys.
Well, that is the topic of discussion.
Yeah, but in all honesty, I think it's actually going to be a really good time. I find a lot of the time there's all this controversy before the Olympics and everyone's shitting on it and stuff, but then when the actual Olympics are going on, it's awesome. A great time and everyone loves it, everyone eats it up, and then afterwards it's mainly the host city that complains about it, like, oh, why do we do that? That was a waste of time.
Yeah, but what I love about Brazil is they had FIFA and they did the exact same thing, and now they're just bringing the Olympics back.
Bringing it back. No, but
well, yeah, they were pretty embarrassed in front of their home country last time around.
Yeah,
in the World Cup. So hopefully they can redeem themselves a little bit.
By losing to every other country in about every sport. So, I mean, seriously, like USA wins most years. So.
Well, you're saying China.
Well, yeah,
China's pretty big up there.
China is killing it, man.
You know, actually, what I would consider mostly to be a good candidate for runner-up usually is Russia, but they're gone. Not going to be in the Olympics this year.
Well, no, I think just some teams aren't allowed. I know.
Are you sure?
What's going on?
I thought it was about 300.
I know it's for sure the athletics team is not to be participated from doping. By the way, that's what we're talking about. The Russians were tested positive for doping.
Yeah. So the athletic team is not competing.
Yeah.
But they're under trial right now for the rest of the Russian teams for like all of the other events and stuff like that. So later this week we're going to find out whether or not Russia is banned completely from the Olympics. I think that's a huge deal. Like if a country is completely banned, that's going to create a lot of controversy around this Olympics and stuff. So I hope in a way that it's going to cause something like.
Why?
Well, I know for a fact that there's been plenty of countries that have been they've tested positive for doping. USA even, I know there's been some sprint team.
But I think that's different than this because this is state-sponsored doping, right?
Yeah.
Whereas it's like isolated incidents are like just one athlete doping, right? Whereas this is like government-sponsored doping, which I think is also so funny because I think it just plays into the Western stereotype of Russia.
I just think of Rocky with
with Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, he's over there with this high tech stuff,
and then you see him injecting all the things.
Oh yeah,
that's
a great film.
Just I don't know.
Actually, it's not that great.
It's not
cracking myself.
Yeah,
but I like it. Man.
But I think if Russia does get banned officially from the Olympics, that's gonna be huge. Like that'll create a lot of backlash around the Olympic Committee because there are a lot of athletes from Russia that aren't doping. Granted, there are a lot that are, but there's a lot that aren't. So to completely ban a whole country from competing, that's big. Like I don't know.
Doping itself and steroids and everything and just sports in general has just been. I don't know. It's hard to just like pin down and say, oh, you should all be banned and stuff. When it's like it's so widespread through every sport that everyone's been like just recently. Brock Lesnar in UFC, he was tested twice for doping before UFC 200, as well as I know one of the Blue Jays. I guess first base. I forget his name. Calabella. Yeah, Calabella. I think he was tested as well, and just. It's so widespread. Yeah, baseball is huge. So huge.
Baseball's really big. Yeah.
Well, because their paycheck is so big that like you're not going to take your paycheck back from doping. Your rings and stuff, but not your paycheck.
Yeah, as well. Do you? I remember me and Kieran. We've discussed this a bit about how students going to NCAA schools they've been doping.
Yeah, they dope them when they're really young, so that it's out of their system by the time they get to college.
Yeah.
Like most major athletes. Like a ton of major athletes have been doped when they were younger.
Wow.
So if you start
honestly
start throwing the pigskin when you're 3, if you're not doping, you're not going to get into the NFL.
See, I'm gonna say something right now, and I don't like it's it's kind of a joke, but it's kind of not. So Odell Beckham Jr.'s, what is his brother?
Yeah, his brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Wait, is his cousin?
Is his cousin? I think it's his cousin.
Yeah.
So he comes to the NFL draft this year after not having played in college football. He never played college football. He only played in high school.
Yep.
And this man gets like what were his numbers? They were like some of the best.
Something, yeah.
Just I think he had the best broad jump, like the breast, like so many things, right?
The breast.
So, what? Like this guy definitely doped. Like,
Oh yeah,
like
no, absolutely.
Like, why would you not?
Have you seen him? Like
He's ridiculous. I mean, obviously his genetics are crazy because Odell Beckham is crazy.
Yeah.
But Lucas is looking at me like, "What are you talking about?" And
Football. The pig skin.
The pig skin.
but like, why? I don't know. And so for me, going back to the Olympics, like, how well does Russia do in the Summer Olympics?
Decent in some things. Like
Decent?
gymnastics,
Yeah.
they kill it.
Really?
Athletics,
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Athletics, they're normally pretty good at the field events. Like,
Oh yeah, they get those big guys.
yeah, and then
That was so awful. I'd say I'm sorry.
and then I'm pretty sure that they do decent in some of the like track cycling and other cycling.
Because what I was gonna say, exactly, I was under the impression that Russia didn't do that well at the Summer Olympics. I was gonna say, well, why the hell not? Why wouldn't you just dope if you didn't do that well anyways? But I guess they do
yeah,
well.
they
So
kill it in the gymnastics is their main one.
Yeah.
actually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And China does really well in a lot of gymnastics as well. Japan,
yeah.
it's big in the Asian countries.
Yeah, I find the Asian countries are mainly like good at like the finesse kind of stuff. Where, like
The
speaking.
finesse.
Wow.
No, I'm saying
Wow.
because like like gymnastics it takes a lot of finesse, right? Same with like badminton and
You know-
ping pong and those kind of sports,
Diving.
right?
Oh,
whereas
yeah.
you don't really
That's totally tough.
see the
Oh, no.
Chinese athletes killing it in like athletics, so track and field, or like the beach volleyball. You don't really see China dominating that, whereas that's mainly where like U.S. sort of takes the reins
And Jamaica and
like
stuff like that, yeah.
well, yeah.
So I got a
for
story
sure.
to tell. So I'm going to university. I'm taking a electromagnetism class. And I got this professor. He's this little Chinese man. It's his doctorate in
Speaking of Chinese.
That's where the story comes from. Is what you was talking about.
Yeah, I know.
So he attended university in China and stuff like that. And so, but he teaches now. Well, he's a professor, right? So he does this research. And so he's telling us the story. And he's like, so he's doing this. He's doing a demo in class, right? And so he's holding a ring in liquid nitrogen with tongs, and he makes some comment. He's like, I prefer chopsticks. And he's just like, everyone just starts dying laughing, right? This guy's just killing it. And so then he does the demo, right? The ring gets shot up in the air because of the magnetic force, and then he catches it, right? And everyone's kind of like cheers and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, actually, I was the faculty champion of ping pong back in the day, so. This guy's just killing it. Like, just killing it with the jokes. It killed me. I couldn't stop laughing.
But at what point were they actually? Was he being serious or was he?
I don't know. I don't know if he
That's
was
the
joking.
thing, though. That's the thing.
He could actually be the
That man,
champion.
that man does not give a damn. He just throws it out there and just leaves us. Leaves us with it.
All right.
That man is a killer. A ruthless killer. I love going to that man's class. He just goes off 3 times a week, an hour. Anyways, back to the Olympics.
Well,
let's talk about mainly like the stuff about the controversy behind Rio right now.
Okay.
So we have
My favorite.
Yeah. So we got the polluted waters.
Polluted waters.
Basically, there's one bay down in Rio where the sailing event is going to be, and where also the part of the triathlon is going to be swam, and the water is completely polluted. It's basically where all the sewage comes out from the city, and people just dump their waste. It's right beside one of the favelas.
Nice.
So a lot of the sort of, I don't want to call them out, but a lot of the poorer people, they don't really give a fuck, so they just dump their shit in the
in
bay.
the slums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They dump their shit in the bay, and then now Rio's government, they're basically trying to
Rio's government? The government of Rio?
yes.
The government of Rio?
Sorry, Brazil. Fuck. Okay, Brazil's government, they're trying to clean up that bay for the Olympics, and a lot of the sailors, they're currently practicing in this like sewage bay.
So they have an advantage.
I guess. I guess so. But yeah, that's one of the things.
Is that actually true though?
Yeah, that's true.
Is that actually true, or is that just something that people say because it's a foreign country and we don't actually know?
No, it's 100% true.
How do you know?
One thing.
I've seen lots of videos on it.
Okay, well,
Well,
that doesn't show me anything.
There's lots of
I mean,
news
you
articles,
can definitely look it up to
like,
confirm.
if you don't believe me, you
Yeah.
can look it up. But all this shit that I'm about to spit out to you, I know because I'm going there and I don't.
No.
I haven't been there.
No.
but-
If you had said I had been there, then 100% that's a vowel. Yeah, we're both looking at the audio right now. It's just huge. If you had said I've been there, then that's a great argument. But I'm going there, that means nothing.
Yeah, but
I'm going to Egypt in 3 years. Don't tell me what the Great Pyramids are like.
People are throwing garbage all over it. It's getting
Yeah.
bad. The sailors are trying to fix it. Like
The sailors are trying to fix the Great Pyramids.
But
it's not a podcast.
sailing
down the
Shit
Nile.
on Lucas, eh?
well, fair. But also a part
That's what they come here for, man.
in the slums as well. They're having.
If there's anybody listening. Sorry.
You get a timeout today.
Okay,
You get a
yeah,
2-minute
shut
timeout
up.
so we can talk. All right, so I know for a fact that there's been a lot of news reports and articles about in the slums how there's been a lot of gang-related and drug-related activities. So and
that was my
militant
next
groups,
point.
yeah, the
Wow.
militant groups, stuff like that.
Read your mind,
Yeah.
man.
Dude, I'm on the ball.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep rolling though. So
Please do.
Now you can take it.
Fuck Slater. Okay, well, I was gonna ask, did you hear about the body parts washing up on the beach of Copacabana?
I did not.
Okay, well,
Is that some of the pollution in the water?
That happens here too,
that's
man.
something that happened like a week ago. So there was this like woman that was walking on the beach and she found a bunch of body parts. Yeah, like there was like a leg and an arm cut off or something like that, and they washed up on Copacabana Beach right outside where the stadium was built for the beach volleyball, and so that was a big like thing that was going on in the news where they were like, oh shit, like is Rio even ready? Like if there's all this violence down there. Also another thing too is that a lot of the police and like doctors and stuff down there, they aren't getting paid full salary. Their salary has been cut back. So they're not really getting paid overtime or anything like that. And they posted something on social media, which was this big banner saying, like, welcome to hell kind of thing. So it's like a welcome to all of the tourists that are coming because they don't really have anyone that's actually committed to like the hospitals out there. They don't have doctors that are going to be working full time out there. They don't have police that is actually going to enforce the law completely down there because their salary is getting cut back. So they're protesting and stuff like that. Basically, their government is kind of screwed up everything.
It's very unfortunate because like if they're not solving these problems even before the Olympics, like they're not even trying to resolve all these drug and related
Like, it
activities. and all
seems
this
to
nonsense.
me like the government would try to make peace just for the Olympics. Like you could screw everybody over just after, but just you got to do it for the Olympics.
You got, like,
if I was in power, I mean, if I was corrupt and in power, that's what I would do. You
have a few weeks.
Exactly.
Actually, I don't know how long it is, but like you have a big
isn't it?
something like that.
3 weeks.
You have a few weeks of time where you can just make things peaceful. You can just make things better.
Fix it for 3 weeks.
Just 3 weeks.
See, but
3 measly weeks.
I can see where the people of Rio are getting so upset about this is because the Olympics is coming to Rio. What's happened is they've built these grand stadiums, but these stadiums are costing a lot more than they expected. So they had
Aren't they using the same stadiums from FIFA though?
they only had
more.
They only
it's
had
not just soccer; it's other events, right?
Yeah, they had the Maracana Stadium already built for from
Points for
FIFA.
pronunciation.
Yeah, thank you. From FIFA, but then they also had to build stadiums for like the Olympic,
the Olympics.
the opening Olympic stadium. They had to build all of the like badminton stadiums, the ping pong, the swimming, the diving. Basically, they built like 30 stadiums all over the place. So there's like a zone in Baja. There's a zone in Diodero or whatever it's called. I don't know exactly, but they built all these different stadiums, and it cost
He's
them.
only going there.
Yeah. What? and so their original budget was $14 billion, and now they're at $20 billion, so they're $6 billion over.
Wow, that's a lot of
already.
billions, man. And a billion's already a lot.
I know. And then the other thing where I can see why the people are getting so frustrated is because they're building in these big areas, right? Like the different regions of Rio. Because they don't want it to look slummy and they want it to look very like nice, like, oh, it's a place where everyone is welcome and everything, right? They're pushing people that have lived there out of their homes. And
Is that actually true?
Yeah, it's true. So they basically
believe it.
in the
Well, if they're living in, okay, well, I'm sorry to interrupt, but if they're living in the slums and they're not actually paying to live there, if they're not paying, they're just kind of like housing, like making shacks and stuff there. Most likely the government has the right to push them out because they don't actually pay to be on that area or that land. So I could see those people being moved. I don't see people like living in houses.
Yeah, who's already paying for it.
Yeah.
Well,
being moved.
one of the things that I read about was
Still
that
sucks.
in the Baja area, that's right next to a small little area where it was slummy and had a lot of little tiny like favela like villages.
Yeah.
And they basically, the government completely pushed everyone out, and there were a bunch of protests and lots of people died because they were protesting to stay living there. And then eventually the government came up with sort of an agreement with the remaining people that stayed there and that weren't pushed out, that they would tear down all the buildings in that area and completely like wipe it all out, and then build them new, nicer looking buildings to portray like a nicer looking image for the Olympics, right? And so that's why a lot of people are getting upset down in Rio, is because all the government really cares about is making the Summer Olympics look like something that it's not. You know, they're trying to make Rio look like the perfect city rather than what it actually is, which, from what I can tell, it's a beautiful city, but there is parts like the favelas that aren't so
like
nice.
that.
Exactly.
Like every big city, it's the same thing. Like you have, every big city is dirty, every big city is loud, and like they all smell. And like that's just the way it is. You go to Rome, you go to New York, Vancouver, like they're all the same. They're all unique in their own way, but it's all the same thing. There's gonna be poor areas. It's like, I don't know, like
it was kind of like Vancouver,
it's
where
also,
they tried to push the people out of Hastings. You know, tried to like get them in tiny little confined little areas like shelters for the Olympics.
Yeah, you don't want people to come there and walk down the downtown east side. Like I wouldn't walk down the downtown east side by myself.
Yeah.
No.
Like because it's dangerous, man. Like even like I don't know. I hate to say it's dangerous because it's awful, but it's like, yeah, like I'm not safe there.
Well, I know one for the Olympics in Sochi, they did a terrible job making it look good. Like I remember athletes were telling reporters and like showing reporters like their living conditions for the Olympics, and they're just terrible living conditions for like athletes that are literally there to perform and like be there for the Olympics. Like, and I'm not sure it probably wasn't even any better for people going to watch it. So
Yeah.
but
I don't know. I feel like there's every year, like every country that like they're not ready. They're not ready.
Yep.
Even Vancouver, it was like
Vancouver,
we
it was like,
don't have snow. We had
Yeah.
to make snow.
we had Wayne Gretzky in the back of a pickup in the pouring rain with the torch, and one of the torches didn't even go up.
Exactly.
That shows what
every-
Vancouver's
it's like
like.
every time, but it usually goes
true.
off okay.
It's true. Yeah.
It usually goes off okay.
Exactly.
They said the same thing about everything.
So that's why I think Rio is going to be fine. It's like,
Of course it'll be fun,
like
man.
they're saying like stadiums are still not finished.
Yeah, they say that stuff every
athletes are
year.
pulling out, etc., etc. But ultimately, I think it's going to be fine.
It'll
I
be
think
awesome.
the only risk going down there for a tourist would be Zika.
Oh yeah, that would probably
and
be.
they're saying that it should be fine because
Of course they're
be,
saying that,
it's
though.
going to be winter down there, so the mosquitoes are going to be less likely to be out, but they're still going to be out, so you have to definitely like put DEET all over your body, which for the people that don't know, DEET is basically this bug spray that prevents mosquitoes from like coming near you, kind of thing. It's not typical bug spray. It's like higher concentrated bug spray.
I know.
Or something.
Killed it.
The
man.
doctor said.
Tell us
that
about
I
the
need-
chemistry, Lucas.
The doctor said I needed DEET.
Drop
so
some
I got
chemistry on us, Heisenberg.
It. Yep, it's ammonium phosphate.
Ammonium phosphate. You heard it here
Yep.
first.
DEET is all ammonium phosphate.
I think I'm not sure.
NH4.
I'm not sure if it's the same spray.
What?
I'm not sure if it's the same spray.
No, it's
like,
a different spray.
Okay,
It's different than bug spray.
okay, but I'm just saying. I don't know if it's the same spray that Hope Solo, the goaltender for the U.S. women's soccer team. She just purchased like an insane amount of it. She's bringing down with her to like give out to. I'm not sure if fellow out. I wasn't sure if it was for fellow athletes or for
I'd imagine
other
athletes
people. Yeah,
would be
most likely.
Imagine, like her team.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, no, I'm sure her team's
Yeah, I'm
prepared.
sure, yeah,
you don't
very
send your
prepared.
athletes somewhere that they're gonna
Yeah.
come back with like a virus. Like you know how bad that would look on your country. Like,
Yeah.
it's weird. Like we're really lucky here.
Oh, yeah.
Where we live, because I've played football with this guy, and he's from Africa, and so like we're out in the morning and there's mosquitoes or whatever, and like for us it's annoying, but for him, like back home, if you get bit by a mosquito, it's like you might have malaria or HIV or something like that, right? Like it's very serious. It's like,
which is crazy.
It just blew my mind when I was like, wow, like we think of a mosquito bite, it's annoying, but like other places it's a big deal. We're really lucky.
I have a story to bring up. Kieran can back me up on this.
I will.
We went to Olds, Alberta,
God
Como,
save
Alberta,
the Queen.
to play a football game of Team BC versus Team Alberta.
What a shithole.
Let me tell you something.
God.
I know what he just said. You shouldn't complain about mosquitoes in Canada. My God.
Oh my God.
It was
Slater's
literally
gonna complain.
No.
Warning.
Okay, the only real way I can explain is like, say someone was standing in front of you with a bucket full of water and they just threw it on your face, except it wasn't water, it was mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Like that's how many there were.
It was insane.
You would run.
You were running, you could hear them hitting your helmet.
Yeah. It was honestly insane. Like
Oh
we were
my
doing
God.
I remember we did a warm-up lap before it even started, like, and like you had to keep your mouth closed, you had to cover your face because we were just bouncing. It was crazy.
It was like I drove like 19 hours to get here. It's shitty. I haven't seen a mountain in so long, and then there's these goddamn mosquitoes everywhere.
Not to mention, our first practice was literally beside a cow field that was barely even fenced off. So like,
what am I even doing here?
If one of them went rogue, we would have been in trouble. Like we were in football pads, but I mean,
fought a cow, man.
I'm assuming you guys didn't pack DEET.
I'm sorry, no, I don't.
You know what, Lucas? Fuck you.
Oh my God.
What else we got on the agenda, Lucas?
So let's. Okay, moving away from the bad stuff, let's actually talk about the good stuff.
Let's
the
talk about
exciting
the
things
good stuff,
about the
man.
Olympics, because we all love the Olympics. Who doesn't, right? So let's talk about Michael Phelps.
Like it.
What?
Nothing. Go.
I was gonna say, let's talk about Michael Phelps returning.
Great guy.
Bong rips and gold medals. I love it.
Returning for his 5th Olympics.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Michael Phelps was caught for marijuana use, right?
Yeah.
Or was
Last
not?
Olympics.
Was it last Olympics?
Yeah. It was London.
Okay.
Oh,
I thought that.
No, it wasn't.
okay,
It was. Oh,
Did he
yeah,
get
no,
his-
it was
he got his-
between. It was between. Yeah, okay.
He got his medals taken away, right?
No,
No.
I'm pretty sure you would.
no, he was. I believe he was
'Cause they're-
suspended. He was suspended from the U.S. swim team.
Or was it not during the Olympics?
It was not during the Olympics.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
right
that's
after
right.
London,
That's
and then they accused him because they were like,
No. It wasn't. Was it after London?
I'm
I thought it was
pretty
before.
sure
It was before. No, it was before London.
maybe.
Please look that
Maybe
up.
he wasn't able to compete or something like that. Because I know that there was a guy, and he was the first guy. He tested positive for like THC in his urine sample or whatever at the Olympics, and marijuana wasn't on the list of banned substances at the time, and he got his medals taken away. So he's like, "What the hell?"
Really?
And so he fought it, because he won gold.
Yeah.
And so he fought it, and he won. But then they now have put, since after his case, they put marijuana or THC on the list of banned substances. So yeah, but so he got his medals back. But but from now on, you lose your medals if you're like caught with it in your blood or in your urine or whatever.
I'm not I'm probably speaking for a bunch of other Canadians out here that when I'm watching the Olympics, I'm not necessarily cheering for any American athlete, but when I see Michael Phelps win, I do cheer for him because he's such it's amazing what he's accomplished.
God,
it really
the guy
is. Like what is it? Like eight? Was it eight gold medals or no? It was like
No, he has the most
Yeah, he has the
Olympic
most.
gold medals for
Yeah.
any athlete ever.
it's
The man
insane.
kills it.
Yeah. And just so you know, Slater, you were correct. It was before London.
I know.
It
Yeah.
was
Slater McRae, everybody.
This article was published in 2009, and apparently he lost some sponsors and was suspended for a year from the U.S. swim team. But then I guess they didn't really give a fuck because he competed in London.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know why you would like.
Yeah.
They'll
suspend him for a year out of the 4 years when he's still training,
Yep.
and then because like you're not gonna kick the guy who win like you're like what are you like no
Yeah.
like you're not gonna take that guy off your team. That guy's on your team, man. He's competing in the next Olympics.
And like getting suspended from the swimming team is really it's not like it's what
Like,
he
what
has
is
no
he-
access to a pool.
Yeah,
like he's gonna keep
fuck that
training. Like I don't
Of
know.
course he's gonna
Yeah.
keep training. He's got all this. Yeah. Lost it. Yeah.
Just picture some lifeguard outside the pool. No, Michael? No, you can't get swimming here, buddy. You're
They
suspended.
just got his picture up at every pool across America.
See that guy? He's a stoner. He's not allowed in here.
He had to go to, I don't know, across overseas to swim. Otherwise,
He swam overseas.
yeah. He's such an asshole. I don't think he's a long distance swimmer. I think he's a sprinter, isn't he?
He kind of does a little bit of both. Like he doesn't
Is
do
he
crazy
sprinting?
long distance, but
Yeah.
it's like
Is that what you call it?
I don't know. It's like short distance.
Yeah, I would say
swimming,
short
so-
distance.
he does.
Oh, whatever,
I think his longest
sprinting.
race is 400 meters.
Yeah.
but that's
far,
eight lengths
dude.
of the pool or something.
I don't know if I could. That's far.
400 meters on a track is hell. I
Yeah,
can only
God,
imagine.
Yeah. So do you guys think Phelps is gonna win a couple medals this year? Or
Oh,
do you
absolutely.
think he's kind of on his decline?
Oh, he's on his.
I think he'll pull a couple medals here and there.
Yeah,
Man.
he already pulled out of 2 of his normal 6 events, so he's only doing 4 this year, I believe.
He's getting old, man. How old is
Hey,
he?
he's 30.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
Holy hell, that's old for a swimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't last that long.
yeah, no.
I have no idea how long swimmers last. I'm just pulling it out of nowhere.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think he'll win a medal, but I don't know if he's gonna do what he did.
Who's
the
gonna beat him?
previous- I think Ryan Lochte.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I expected you to not have a name, but wow, you impressed me, man.
No, Ryan
Congratulations.
Lochte. He is sort of USA's next up and coming swimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he like Patrick Chan? Because Patrick Chan did nothing in the last Olympics.
Yeah, and this could be Phelps this Olympics. Who knows?
Patrick Chan was like coming up and he'd never been in the Olympics before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, wasn't that the story? Went back in Vancouver.
I thought he didn't.
Oh, isn't he the figure skater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on all the McDonald's stuff and everything like
Yeah.
that, and then he didn't do anything.
He underperformed, yeah.
Did he even qualify for like?
I don't know to shit on the guy. I mean, he probably works really hard, and I really like am
He's an
envious
Olympia.
of
Look
him.
where he's at.
I would compare.
I mean, he didn't win anything.
I would
so
compare
don't
Ryan
say
Lochte
that.
to
My sport's
Johan
not in the
Blake.
Olympics, so.
Yeah,
when it comes
kind
to Phelps.
kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because though I don't know if Johan Blake is actually, I'm not sure if he's capable of beating him. One person I think might be capable of beating him, maybe in the 200 meter, is
The 200 meters is always
Canadian
up
DeGrasse.
Oh, DeGrasse.
Yeah.
Neil
Oh, man.
deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah. No. Shut up. Anyway, I'm very excited to see him race.
I didn't know that DeGrasse did 200 meters.
I think he did. It was 100 and
I thought he
200.
was still doing science
He was a
shows.
sprinter. I know he's a sprinter.
Okay. I didn't know. I thought he was 400, but I could be wrong because I haven't heard anything about DeGrasse. Basically, all of the
I know he's
there,
qualified.
all of the sprinting news that I've heard of is either Bolt versus Gatlin or Bolt versus Blake.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been anything.
Who's I remember the last Olympics in London. There was a U.S. sprinter who was. They thought he had the best chance to.
That'd be Gatlin.
Was it Gatlin?
No, not at the last one.
No, no,
because
no.
This
That
is what
was,
happened. This is what happened. So Gatlin won. Yeah, it was Gatlin because Gatlin won in 2004 in Athens.
Yeah.
He won the gold medal, right? And Bolt actually did attend that Olympics, but he pulled out of the 100 because he got an injury or something like that, right? Or he just didn't perform well. Like
Yeah.
he didn't place. Then in Beijing, what happened in 2008 was Justin Gatlin was suspended because he was doping, so he wasn't able to compete. So Bolt ended up winning, and that was when Bolt sort of took the stage. And then in 2012, it was Bolt versus Gatlin again, and then Bolt ended up beating Gatlin. But Gatlin was leading for like the majority of that race. It was only at the end that Bolt really like pulled through.
Well, that's when he always
and won.
does.
Yeah.
But if you watch him
Bolt
race,
is-
he always goes at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Bolt
he
was the
starts
finisher.
really not that
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
Bolt. Yeah, if you watch,
It's probably better
if
than
you
mine,
compare, if you compare Bolt's starts
Yeah.
to other sprinters, it's not that good. It's pretty bad actually comparatively.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Somehow, like once he hits
His
like
stride is
60
amazing.
meters or so, it's just like he's just gone.
Yeah.
The fact that he broke the world record and he started celebrating like 20 meters
Yeah.
off is
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
incredible.
Do you think he's gonna win again? The 100.
I hope so.
man.
I really
I
hope
hope
so.
I hope so too.
I want it to be a
That guy's
happy
killing
ending.
it, man.
I want to see Bolt become the first Olympian to defend his title 3 years running. I want him to win the 100, the 200, and the 4x1. I think the
That'd be
4x1 they'll win hands down.
Oh yeah.
I think the 200 he'll win hands down.
I hope
It's
to-
really the
I
100.
freaking hope that Canada actually stops getting disqualified in the relays. I'm so sick of it. Stay in your lane. How hard is it?
He did stay in his lane. It was the handoff that got fucked
Either
up the
or.
last one.
Come on.
I just getting flashbacks to high school, people getting disqualified, and it's a good time.
Shout to Turner.
Turner Gentry, I'm looking at you, man.
Also, shout to Joshua Adamar for Superman diving to hand me the baton. That was pretty cool. I didn't see it, but I heard it was pretty cool.
So going back to Rio, do you guys think that Brazil is gonna choke being a host nation? Like, do you think they'll win a lot of medals? Or
I think I'm not sure exactly how many. Like, I don't think they'll be top 5.
No,
definitely not top 5.
Definitely
But I think they'll win a few.
Okay. Yeah, my main concern for them would be, like, I think the two sports that they have the best likelihood winning medals in would be beach volleyball, which I think they probably will contend and potentially medal, and then and then the football out there, so soccer, for the American audiences. I think that with the soccer, I think that's more of an event where they could choke because they kind of did at the World Cup.
Or do you think so? Or do you think it's kind of like, okay, like, everyone's kind of like, oh yeah, Brazil, whatever, but they still have a good team, man.
They have a killer team.
Good players, man.
Neymar, Hulk, Oscar.
Is he healthy?
Neymar?
Yeah.
He's their captain. He was named captain for their team a couple days ago.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting if Portugal won in the Olympics. If they qualify?
Yeah,
because that's Cristiano Ronaldo won Champions League. Mm-hmm. He won the European Cup. He didn't really play, but whatever.
No.
And then if he goes on to win the Olympics, that's awesome. But especially because Portugal's never won. This is the first the European Cup is the first time Portugal has won a major competition, right?
Yeah, it was.
I know, but I'm just saying. I'm saying it right.
Yeah, you are saying it right. I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo is competing in the Olympics this year.
No, probably not.
I think he pulled out, and then after his injury, he said that he was. He wasn't going to compete for sure. So I don't think he's competing. Also, Messi's not competing.
Yeah, but wasn't it because he's facing. I know he was on trial for.
He's on trial for fraud, I think.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Oh, really?
Something to tax.
Tax fraud or something
sucks.
like that. But
or was it his father? Or
I
something?
think he pulled out before that.
Yeah,
and the Olympics isn't really a big deal for.
Yeah, for soccer players, not
they
really.
Don't really give a shit because the World Cup is way bigger.
Yeah.
And the European Cup.
I know. I remember I read an article that I think it was Gasol in the NBA. He pulled out due to the was it Zika virus?
I think it was Zika. Yeah. A lot of the basketball players pulled out, and a lot of the golfers pulled out, from what I've heard. And I don't know if you guys heard, Milos Raonic, the tennis player for Canada, who had the highest chance of potentially medaling this year, he pulled out. No.
Dude.
Which is too bad, because I thought that was one of Canada's really good shots.
I wonder what golfing is going to be like out in Rio.
I know.
Did they have to build the golf course out there?
Yeah, I think they did.
I imagine.
I believe they built a course for it, which is pretty cool. But I don't know. I was watching this little video, I guess, where it was talking about all of the top golfers and stuff. And I think the top 4 ranked players in the world all bowed out and aren't competing.
It's the first time it's been in the Olympics.
And it's the first time it's been in the Olympics. So I feel like, in a sense,
it's not like they've been training for this their whole life.
It's true, but I don't know if golf would come back in the future. I think now, because so many people aren't showing interest in this Olympics, the golfers, I don't know if they'll bring it back for the Tokyo Olympics.
Isn't rugby?
Rugby sevens back.
One thing,
awesome.
One thing I was really disappointed that they got rid of was wrestling, because that is
they have wrestling, but they took out a type of wrestling. They have Roman Greco wrestling still, but they took out some other
wrestling.
kind. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, because that is literally those are the original events.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's play a game here. So rugby and golf were added this year. Let's each name a sport.
Meeting.
Let's name a sport that we want to see introduced in the next couple of years. It could be summer or winter. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll let you guys think. I'll say my 2 that I think should be in it.
I'm gonna cheat.
Don't look at my notes, yo. So the 2 that I think should be introduced is cricket, because it's such a good sport for not necessarily the northern side of the world. It's more like you get to see the Middle Eastern.
What do you mean the northern side of the world?
Well,
fucking idiot.
No, you get to North America.
Those assholes in North Pole.
Because North America is the north of the goddamn world.
No,
you're an idiot, dude.
I'm just saying.
God damn.
No, I'm just saying. I meant to say North America, but then it didn't come out.
You mean the Western
world?
world?
Yes, the Western world.
God damn. What an idiot.
No, but basically, we were saying that in the Winter Olympics, In the Winter Olympics, Canada normally dominates up there with the States. In the Summer Olympics, the States normally dominate with China and stuff. Those are like the big medal contenders every year. Whereas I think if cricket were introduced, you'd get to see more of the sort of Commonwealth teams competing. So India and
India.
so like more
England
Middle
is really
Eastern.
big in.
England you'd see too. Like you get to see some sort of nations that don't normally shine in the Olympics.
Cricket games, I heard, and my dad says this every time I bring up cricket, is that cricket games go for like days on end.
Oh, they can. Yeah, I think I don't know, one of the longest ones.
I started with my dad.
I think it spanned over a week. Like
A week.
Yeah. Week. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think cricket's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Do you understand how cricket works?
Not totally.
Yeah.
I watched
Neither do a lot of people, but
I watched that movie $1 Million Arm, the Disney movie about cricket.
I did too.
I kind of got a
Oh
little
no!
bit.
What's the one where? Oh yeah, no, that's about baseball. The way they take the cricket kids to play baseball.
Cricket
Yeah.
kids to play baseball. Yeah,
I saw that movie.
yeah, it was actually decent.
You think so?
Yeah,
I thought it was dog cock.
I didn't think it was awful. I thought
I
it
would
had
never
heart.
watch that movie again.
I wouldn't watch it again, but I thought it had heart.
I thought that movie was
Made me
not
feel
good.
warm inside.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, didn't I thought it was crap.
I'm not gonna get shit on.
Actually, I know where I saw that movie.
Well, you have one more, right?
Yeah, I have one more.
okay,
I was gonna say I also think baseball/softball should be reintroduced because it was taken out in 2012 for the London Games. So I think, I'm pretty sure it actually is being reintroduced in the Tokyo Games.
It should.
So 2020 because it's so big in Japan.
Yeah.
Well, Dominican too
baseball,
is like Canada, U.S. It's
Yeah.
very well.
It's pretty big baseball.
Yeah, exactly. What about you, Slater?
I don't want to get shit on for this, but I see the events a lot in the UK when it's broadcast, and I see the people who go there, and they always have a great time, but probably for the wrong reasons. I really want to see darts introduced into.
I knew he was gonna say that.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I was gonna say.
I know.
The moment darts is introduced in the Olympics, I'm out.
Really?
Yeah.
The minute like any sort of video game is introduced in the Olympics,
okay,
I'm out. Yeah.
Understandable.
But seriously, if you see have you seen those people?
God,
It's
damn
so
it,
dumb.
Slater.
Have you? If you see someone going, if you see people at an event, you watch this on TV. I know you're gonna think, "Oh, there's darts on." But if they hit 180, my God,
I don't even know what that
the
means,
electricity,
dude.
they score 180. That's where they get. What is it?
Yeah, you don't even know what it means,
it's
man. It's
triple-
stupid.
Triple 20, and then you go 180, and everyone in the room, everyone's just freaking out. It's a great time.
3 times 20 is not 180.
No, okay, that's not that.
God damn
Play
it.
darts, man.
Where is this podcast going?
God damn it.
Oh, what's
What
your
is
sport,
darts?
Kieran?
I didn't even have
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
I think it'd be cool to see MMA being introduced too, just because it's. Such
Yeah, I was gonna say that one probably.
UFC.
Yeah, UFC is
Yeah,
like
UFC
so big
would
these
be pretty
days, so
big,
it'd be
yeah.
pretty interesting to see, or like another term or another type of fighting. So like karate would be cool to see.
I don't know if that really lends itself to that because I don't really understand all those like different kinds of martial
There's
arts.
so many different kinds.
And I don't really know that they would lend itself well to a big competition like that.
Well, I don't know. There's already like 4 types of fighting in the Olympics. There's judo, there's taekwondo, there's wrestling, there's
So
fencing.
what the hell are you trying to add more fighting for? God damn,
I'm
that's so much.
I'm just saying that it's a big sport too, like karate. There's lots of nations that do karate kind of thing.
So I really like the idea of like combining sports, like the triathlon, where you get to like swim and you run and you bike. So like, what if you just mixed in a bunch of them? I don't know. There's got to be a way to mix in like a bunch of them or
Oh,
something.
I have an example. You know,
Okay, so you know
they have
you-
horseback riding, right? And so you do the same thing,
equestrian,
and they're
right?
swimming across the like the water.
No. What if you had to do archery and horseback riding? You combine the
that'd
two.
be kind of
Oh, that'd be kind of like in
Like
the
Lord
Winter
of the
Olympics.
Rings.
No, Winter Olympics.
Like, let's
when
just-
they do the skiing and they
It's
biathlon. Is that what it is?
No.
Yeah,
Then no,
biathlon?
it is.
Killed
It
it.
is.
Okay. I'd probably actually no. That would scare the shit out of the horse. Actually, that'd be a bad idea.
No, not with a gun, but
Yeah,
with a bow and arrow, they wouldn't even hear it coming. Just put like earplugs on them or something.
God damn.
They'd just be like looking around, what was that? And then, yeah, that'd be awesome. That's what I think they should put in
Or
the
do a
Olympics.
fighting event where you have boxers take on horses. See how that goes. Except they have to go behind the
thing
horse.
is that a successful Olympics has the fewest casualties as possible.
Yeah.
So we don't want to be boxing horses because horse will kick the shit out of you.
All right, how about kangaroos?
Now we're talking.
That's an event.
That should have been in the Sydney Olympics.
Yeah.
God.
Do you think the Olympics will ever come back to Vancouver?
Sure.
I mean, I would love it. I love like when I was downtown.
It was awesome.
It was a great time.
You guys actually went downtown?
Yeah,
What
it was
the
a
hell?
great.
Of course they did.
I never did.
Wow.
That's what I'm making up for this year.
Because like one of the great
You're
things,
big.
you didn't even go to your home. Wow.
I saw the speed skaters practice at our local hockey arena.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Wow,
Oh
man.
boy.
But
Tell me more.
But I never went down to Vancouver. Unfortunately.
I just really hope that they learn from the mistakes they made. One, make sure that there's snow.
Yeah.
Two,
So basically, never
make
have
sure
Winter
the
Olympics here.
torch lights and Shane Doan's sister, I think that's who it was, isn't just standing there awkwardly with the torch. And please don't have Wayne Gretzky in the back of his pickup truck in the pouring rain. Like, he had a smile on his face, but I saw right through it. I saw, man, I really don't want to be here right now.
Did you guys attend the torch relay when it came to Rotary Stadium?
Yes.
Just
I think I did.
So the listeners know, the Rotary Stadium's our local sort of track.
There's a track by our high school. It's called
Yeah.
Rotary Stadium, and the Olympic torch went through there.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
And
actually
it was going across Canada, whatever it did.
the guy,
the world, or whatever
the
it is.
torchbearer was Mr. Swan, who coaches the Valley Royals,
He was,
which was pretty cool.
That is pretty
my
cool.
younger brother, one of his coaches, I believe, passed it off to him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so we knew him as well. But
That's awesome.
yeah, oh man, I remember being downtown in Vancouver, and there was just a hockey game, and Germany won, and there were a bunch of Dutch fans coming out with waving the flag, just chanting and singing songs.
Dutch
They're-
fans?
Yeah.
Well, like they were Dutch. Like I knew they were Dutch. They were singing the national anthem. They were speaking Dutch.
Why would they be cheering if Germany won?
What do you mean?
You said Germany won,
Yeah.
and the Dutch fans cheered.
They spoke Dutch. Like they were
Are
Dutch.
you fucking idiot, dude? Dutch is from, like, Holland.
Yeah. What are you talking? That whole area and those all those countries, they speak multiple languages.
Are you an idiot, dude?
Are you? Are you serious? They speak French. They speak Dutch. They speak all these
I'm not
languages.
talking about the language, man. I'm talking about the Germans won and the Dutch, the Netherlands cheered.
Oh my god. They were German.
Like, this
They
is
were
recorded,
German.
man.
I understand it's recording. They were German, but they were speaking Dutch. They were Dutch people
How
in
do you
Germany.
know they were German?
How do I know they were German? Because they were waving the damn German flag. And they were just a Germany hockey game, and they won, and they were cheering, and they're singing in the streets.
What the hell's the point of this goddamn story?
I was saying it was just how cool it was. So the people were just cheering. It was just everyone was connected. Lucas, you don't even know
Yeah, the Dutch
directions.
and the Germans
You don't
were
even-
connected,
Lucas,
man.
you don't even know directions. You can't say anything.
Hey, you're a fucking asshole. You don't even know where Germany is if I put it on a map.
That's why I'm not talking right now. I'm just laughing.
So what else you got written down over there, man?
I was just gonna ask, do you favor Winter Olympics or Summer Olympics?
Winter,
Really?
absolutely.
Really?
sure?
So
Yeah.
here's the thing. I don't give a shit about winter sports.
Yep.
Except for biathlon.
Yeah, you follow that religious.
Well, I like to watch it, and I like cross country skiing. And other than that, I really don't give a shit. But Canada actually does well, so
Yeah.
it's like, God, I guess I gotta
Yeah,
watch.
so you're a little torn.
Actually, curling I
Yeah.
enjoy watching too.
Oh, you like
Only during the Olympics.
the slower sports.
So, well, that depends, man. It could be fast. Maybe you got a
Well,
high tempo offense.
Yeah, you never know.
God, don't.
No,
Anyways,
I think I'm with
but
you.
the Summer Olympics, I enjoy the sports way more.
Yeah.
Like weightlifting
Same.
and like all that stuff. Like
You watch
the
weightlifting?
athletic. Of course, dude.
You do?
I lift weights, man.
Well,
I like to watch weightlifting. Those guys are just like, oh,
I think it's cool, but like I would never like tune in on the TV to watch weightlifting. Like
why?
I'd maybe watch it for 5
It's 'cause
minutes.
you don't
and then-
weightlift.
You're probably the type of dude who watches badminton.
No, I watch beach volleyball, and I watch
Men's?
soccer, and I watch.
I don't really like to watch volleyball. I prefer to play volleyball.
I don't like
love
watching
playing
regular
man.
volleyball. I like watching beach volleyball because it's so much different.
It's the sand.
Yeah, I like
It's not
sand.
the sand. I know exactly why you like watching beach volleyball.
Hey
You
man,
sick kid.
hey man.
All right.
What are your favorite events to watch in the Summer Olympics then?
I guess
100
weightlifting.
100
Yeah, yours is
meter.
weightlifting.
100 meter.
Yeah,
That's
that's the big
track
one.
and field.
Rowing.
Great.
I
Oh,
really
you like
enjoy rowing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like cycling.
Cycling's cool. Yeah.
Like track cycling or?
No, like the Tour de France.
That looks
Oh, okay.
to be completely honest, it looks terrifying. Track cycling.
Yeah,
'Cause
dude.
they're just
God.
they're on an
They're
angle, like they're on
ripping.
this angle for the entire time. Like
They're going so
Oh.
fast.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like watching cycling. I gotta actually. So every year, because my dad is a school principal, or he was. He's not anymore. But he every year my dad gets off school, and the Tour de France is right around that time. And every year he watches the Tour de France. And every year he gets his bike out of the garage after the Tour de France, and he does something to it. Like one year he bought new tires for it, or whatever, and then he goes out and rides his bike. By the end of the summer, the bike is back in the garage until the next Tour de France. It's just so funny. It just kills me.
I mean,
and cycling is the most complicated sport to watch. Like, oh my god, it's complicated with all like the numbers and the trials and all that stuff. It's like, oh, I don't understand. My dad understands completely, and he's just like, oh yeah, like all this stuff. This guy's probably gonna win the green jersey or whatever it is, the yellow jersey, and like all this stuff. And he's just explaining this to me. And I just get up early and watch it with him. I just love it.
So, any other Olympic thoughts?
Yeah, I hope you
closing
say
notes?
All right, thanks for listening to Left Wing Free Podcast. Tune in next week. It's probably gonna be a 13-minute video because most of this is getting cut. And
if not the whole thing.
Thank you very much for listening.